Oh, hi, Minasan. Welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. We're continuing our journey through Turnabout Airlines. It seems like this chapter never ends, but hey, we still gotta find a murderer here. So, let's get started. End part 1. That tells you there's another episode after this. March 12th, 2:52 p.m. Flight I-390, lower deck, cargo hold. Holy crap, does that look like a huge cargo hold? Whoa, this is a cargo hold, huh? It's so big! Gumshoe, control yourself! This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and an extra luxurious first-class seating. So this is the real scene of the murder. There is certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir! Alright, begin our investigations. Alright, we're beginning. I'd like to know what that is. Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal? It's where the victim checked in, sir. So this is the suitcase. That belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file? And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it as well. Sir, not as well. I added that part. It looks like a profile on Francisca. Why would Mr. Hicks have a file on her? I don't know. Maybe, they were working together. Dun dun dun! I think I solved the case. Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth! It's like an all-you-can-eat suitcase fair! These must be all of the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones that the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy. Not what I would call artsy, dude. It screams Joker-esque. That's what it screams to me. Might just be because I just saw Suicide Squad, but that's what they scream to me. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200? Holy, what? Well, I think I'll pass. And Miss Tenero wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. No, what? $1,200 for a suitcase? I'm sorry. No. This definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments. Alrighty. What else should we go do? Alright, we're gonna talk to Francisca now. I wanna know why she had a... I wanna know if my theories are correct. Well, I know my theories are correct, but hey! I'm trying not to spoil. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? Then immediately began to deduct... And then you immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at the airport for something besides this murder. Yes, I was. Why? More! Give me more, lady! I've been following a very large and involved government-level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should join a joint investigation with Interpol. Interpol is involved. It's a top secret operation. I can't really tell you anything more than I already have. Alrighty, you want to be that sort of person? Meet my logic! Logic. Interpol. Francisca. Connect the dots. Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Francisca? Oh, I know! I bet he's a huge fan of Miss Von Karma, sir! Francisca said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation. Oh! Maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her. You're getting so off topic, Gumshoe. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Francisca has some explaining to do. Alright, we're gonna go back. You! Talk to me! Talk to me! You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense! What are you talking about? We found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct? I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. He went undercover to investigate this crime, and it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, what are we missing? Oh, wait, I know what we're missing. No! Right now, connect my glass shard and my broken glass. Letty! Connect the dots! I have no clue why I am breaking out into accents right now. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remains of his glasses lens. Ergo, the victim was here just as I suspected. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, is that it? I didn't know that. You are really... You don't have anything up there, do you? There's nothing in that head of yours. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left to find is the murder weapon. I think we now have a pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Whip! You deserved that whip! Agent Hicks came down here for a work-related reason. Of that I am sure. Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisca, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? No, unfortunately I was going to find out from him after he landed. I see. But this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases and they entered the elevator. But while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks' body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered over the elevator floor. Boom! We did it! That was the shortest investigation I've ever seen. I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage. What? Really, sir? ... I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero. Bring on the logic! Bring on your logic. If it was a crew member, any of them could have shown Mr. Hicks the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such a high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you? It's decisive, but I'm going to break you apart. I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. Nothing's ever simple, Miles. That's the key to the world. I'm going to press you on that. I want more information. Give me more. But it's highly likely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Tenero.
Objection!
It's highly likely? Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father. Whip! Ugh! Yes, well, I don't have any evidence, Be quiet! You're a disgrace! There's more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know. It's not just the keycard that gives her away. Are you talking about the murder weapon, the Mr. I-Fly piggy bank? Yes, she is also the only person with the key to open that display case. ... I want more information on that, too. Give me more. But that doesn't... You didn't even let me finish! Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? ... I've got no counter-argument at this moment in time. Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us discern the authenticity of the weapon? I would say the body. Francisca, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusion. Oh, was I? Yes, we don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks' head is consistent with the murder weapon? ... Scruffy! Yes, sir! Contact the medical examiner's office at once! I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks' autopsy. Ah! Yes, sir! We broke her logic and she's just annoyed as hell by that one fact. I can't blame her. Oh, we've got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Interesting. What does this big problem bring to me? What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know for one thing for sure. Report now! The doc said that one giant bruise from beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back. He was beaten over such a wide area. Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went out and hit him multiple times, sir. Interesting. Thank you, Scruffy. What? What is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean? Well, that's, Ooh, you in hot water now, Scumshoe? Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon detected? Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir. You're completely useless! Ah! Youch! Nuh-ack. Sir, I already told you, you can't go down there. No, you remove yourself from my way. What is all that racket? My luggage, my cargo, they're mine, and I demand you return them to me. We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience. I suppose there is no choice. Finally, I think he gave what? Hey, what are you? You have left me no choice but to use strong force. Ah! You won't get past me. Ah! Wait, that's it. So that's what this whole thing's been about. Further, there's the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. The doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. It's moments like this where Miles is just brilliant. Brilliant! Deductive reasoning. It's wonderful. Okay, we're going to connect this to cause of death. And we're going to go to connections. Connect the dots, everybody with me. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there is such extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back in one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. Dun dun dun! If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. Oh, we did it! What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Francisca. What? What do you want? I found it, Francisca. I found the real murder weapon. You did? He really jumped! We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time. He might be hurt! We should go check on him, sirs! There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. This coming from the prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Yes, Miles, thank you for bringing up that lovely point. Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll have yourself with evidence. You two aren't listening at all, are you? Come on then, show me this real murder weapon that you speak of. I don't have evidence to show. I don't have any evidence to show you. Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool, man, to fool me. Oh my freaking lord, that's a lot of fools. What do you mean I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should have phrased it as that which caused Agent Hicks' death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I figured out what it was that real cause of death. Free fall! The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. He fell to his death? Yes, this is the only possible possibility. plausible possibility, I'm sorry. The victim had extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death. But the murder happened inside this plane. I know. Are you claiming that there's some place in this plane in which he could have fallen from? As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time. You can't mean... Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold. What? Then... We're in trouble! We may have a second death on our hands, sir! He's fine. Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal! Quiet! Why are you screaming? He's alive! And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that. ... I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances. The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? Suppose that a large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? He would have been a Borginian pancake for sure, sir. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. So there is no point in entertaining your wild, hypothetical scenarios. It may be that there is now, but there is no proof that it was always there. As if there could have been a window of time when that giant box was not there. Ah, but there was. What? What can I use to show her that it's possible for the box to have not always been where it is now? Refueling and Zhangfei. Yes, refueling and Zhangfei. You refueled in the Republic of Zhangfei? Zhangfei? I'm calling it Zhangfei, guys. I don't know how else to pronounce that. Yes, this flight had a short layover in Zhangfei, in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. It's labeled Zhangfei Express. Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Zhangfei. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded at the same time? It would mean that the box was not in the cargo hold during the Europe to Zhangfei leg of the flight, making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible. Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched. Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business is to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. Yay! More investigating! Woo! This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. Alfred statue. Never heard of it. Nor I, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Then let's get investigating, sir. 不是讲给哪有这些呢 Look here! Do not go about touching my possessions without my permission. Ah! Don't rush up on me like that, pal! So this belongs to Mr. Lebec, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. Alright, we had a little glitch there, I apologize. Alright, let's talk to you. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. Lebec. Of course it's mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. It's the Alfred statue. It's worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much, much more. Mr. Lebec's reasoning for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents? I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective. Darn, how'd you know to do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or dollars? Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. Lebec, there is a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer. It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. Oh! You gave me a clue! You really want me to do this? I will beat you over the head with my logic! Meet my logic, everybody! If Mr. Lebec has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible that this fake statue was brought on board in Zhangfa. I think I need to question him a little bit further. No crap, we need to question him a little bit more. About your statue, Mr. Lebec. I wondered if it might be a fake. What? How dare you say my art is fake? I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things, no thieves would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here. Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Lebec! Mr. Lebec! Why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. ... I can't read this. What does it say? It says as plain as day the cargo is put under this plane in Europe. Okay, so we know that Virginia is apparently European. It's a European country. Even though I'm giving him an Indian accent, we hear Indian-like music. Oh, this statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in this certificate. No, that's... Which means that there was never a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself. You can have your wish. Look at it yourself and you'll see I'm right. I know I've seen this somewhere before. This is the Alfred. It gives off such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it. This statue is of high amount of historic value. After all, it was unveiled in a museum in Europe. I brought it to this country to exhibit it. Those eyes really don't... Seriously, guys, look at those eyes. Does that not scream that this is probably a fake? I mean, it's called red. Those eyes are not red. They're not red at all. They're dull. They're orange. I believe a closer look is warranted here. No shit, Sherlock. A closer look is always warranted in an investigation standpoint. There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. No shit, is there something wrong? I am deducing this right now. Are these eyes made of some sort of gem? That's a real nice shade of orange. For a second, I couldn't even tell they were jewels. Oh, but they kind of remind me of the eyes on the stray cat that lives near my house. Are the eyes supposed to be this color? Is it possible this statue is a fake? Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yes, it is, Edgeworth. Boom! These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm getting at about. No, I do. But it's like really the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms out until I felt ill. I don't care about the sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Huh? Ah! Sir, they're red! As I thought, this statue is a fake. Mr. Lebec, what do you want? Do you not know I'm a busy man? I like it. 2 seconds for your ransom. The elf read, I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not? It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. This sounds like it's going to be a long story. Mr. Lebec, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy. But, what is it, sympathy? For what? You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes. The large fellow over there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you. I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo. Why the sudden yelling now then? Oh! It is a photo of the statue on the display at the museum in Europe. Da da da. No! Now do you see, Mr. Lebec? The statue before us is a fake. A fake? Oh! I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Zhangfa. And I will present you that evidence as I resolve the remaining contradiction. There. That is my evidence. What's this? The statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor's cloth cover. It kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense. Yeah? What did you say now? Further, my clothing sim is not to be stepped on by anyone. Is it too expensive for me to allow that to happen? Please forgive the trespasses of my subordinate. Why should I forgive if the dress passes? Unless it is an expensive dress, you keep it. You're English. You're missing some key words, buddy. ... And it's funny. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? There is clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. ... Connect the dots now, Francisca! Ah, that's not possible! But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zhangfa, there is no way that any part of this should wind up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zhangfa. But then, what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There was only one reason why, to secure proof of the smuggling activity aboard this flight. So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true, however. You have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed. But he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. Another very short investigation period. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was going to get nabbed, huh? Yes. While this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold, and a rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo that holds a missing valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Zhangfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the European Zhangfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height of which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer! Move this statue immediately! I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath. Now! Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the Alfred statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol and there was a reaction. I see. There was a reaction to luminol. An indication that there was blood in that spot. Can we stop looking at this now, sirs? It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned the blood up well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up all the blood? Porcini and cloth! Porcini and cloth! The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess. I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zhangfa. Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zhangfa? There is no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zhangfa, then this has become highly suspect. Miss Malay's testimony. That becomes very suspect because she said he was in his seat as they left Zhangfa, which allowed for me to be called into question and our time frame to lower. So you! Recall Miss Malay's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Zhangfa. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir! But why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Malay herself. Alrighty, everybody! Thank you for joining me for another episode of Ace Attorney Investigations. I hope you all enjoyed, and next time we will finally finish up Turnabout Airlines. Finally. And I also wanted you guys in the comment section below to tell me what color you guys want the final episode's background thumbnails to be. I've chosen colors, and I've actually made up to episode 14's thumbnail. Shocker! That tells you there's 9 more episodes at least that I've made thumbnails for. And I've chosen a color per episode based on, well, my preference. As you saw in the first episode, we did purple. First chapter, we did purple. In the second chapter, this one, we've been doing orange-yellow because I moved more towards orange after that yellow doesn't really show the logo that well. And then the next chapter will be in blue, and the chapter after that is in red. So for the 5th and final chapter, tell me in the comment section below what color you want to see for the background of the thumbnails. The most popular color is gonna get chosen. But remember, guys, you only have until I finish chapter 4 to tell me what color you want for chapter 5. Let me know in the comment section below, and thank you once again for joining me. You may click on these lovely buttons that I'm testing out. This will be the first time I test them out, but we'll see how they work. You can click on these lovely buttons to see what you want to see what you can watch on the channel, and you can also click the button below to subscribe. Subscribe, everybody, and thank you once again. I will catch you all on the flip side. Bye, everyone.